Hi, welcome back. We're going to do the second edition of our fraction calculators, and this stage we're going to introduce the third family. So the third family is named after the largest fraction in it, which is a third. So we need to start by folding this into thirds. Now there's a couple of different ways you can do that. There's what we call the S fold, where you start with your piece of paper, and you just sort of push it over each other a bit like that. You can see that it makes an S, and you would line it up, squash it flat. That would be a third. The other method that some people choose to use is the O fold, where you take this over the top, makes the letter O. Again, you just wiggle those edges a little bit until they're lined up and on the edge, squash it flat. The third method, which is the one I prefer to use, is called the neat fold. And the way we do that is you start with a piece of paper and you're going to fold this over so that this edge ends up being halfway on the edge that's there. Ends up being the O fold when you do it. It's a little smaller step in the beginning which helps you line it up. Okay, so once we've got that, we open it all the way out, reverse fold over the top so that they sit flat. Okay, so now I've got 1, 2, 3 parts that would make thirds. So like we did with the half family, once we've made it, now we frame it. You can choose to frame any one of those that you like. I think I'm going to frame the middle one around the outside. There we go. So we made it. I've framed that part there, and now I name it. So this is a third, and we write this in T-H-I-R-D, and the third as a symbol is written like that. What I've framed here is one of the 3 equal size pieces. I'm going to write that down. One of 3 equal size parts. This description links directly to our symbolic notation, 1 of 3 equal size parts. Okay, so that's the first member of our third family. Now at each stage it's nice to bring back our other fraction calculators and have a look how they compare in size. This was our half family that we made earlier. We've got halves, quarters and eighths. We can see here that the third, which is this large, is smaller than the half, yet larger than the quarter. So that's where these calculators can come in very handy, because you can actually fold the required size that you're looking for and see how it compares to the fraction that you're looking at. For example, 3/8, which is 1, 2, 3/8. I can fold, and I can see that 3/8 is there. I can put my third on the top, and I can see that my 3/8 is just a tiny bit larger than my 1/3. So that's just an example about how we can use these to compare size fractions. So the third is probably the second largest fraction that we've made so far. The next part of the third family needs us to start with the third, and then we're going to fold that into thirds. So we have those 3 folding methods that we used before, which was the S, the O, or the neat. I'm just going to try a little neat fold here. Fold that over the top. Remembering that we're folding it into thirds, not into halves. And when I unfold all of that, I'll just see how many pieces that you've created. Now we started with a third, we folded it into thirds, and now I have 3, 6, 9 parts. So frame any one of those that you like. I'm going to do this one here. What I have framed is one of 9 equal size parts. That makes this fraction a ninth. N-I-N-T-H, 1/9. As I mentioned before, this description matches to our symbolic notation. This is 1 of 9 equal size parts. So let's just see how that compares to other fractions that we've already made. Let's get our ninth on top. There he is. It's pretty small. So he's definitely smaller than the half. It's definitely smaller than the quarter. It's hard to tell with the eighth, so what I might do is fold that up. There we have an eighth and a ninth. They look very similar, but you'll see I'm going to cover him up very carefully that my eighth is just that tiny bit larger. So that is our thirds and ninths.